Three, two, one.
Good morning. Welcome. I am Jurgen Robinson, and you are watching another Talent Talk market update. Thank you for being patient. We're coming on just a little bit late, but as always, I'm sure it is going to be worth the wait. Along with me today, as always, is your friend and mine, Davina Clarity. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm like trying to look over. Where's my camera? Good morning. Good morning to you, Jurgen. Good morning to you, friend. And happy Friday.
Yes.
It's foggy behind you.
It's not only foggy, it is rainy out today. It was windy and rainy and everything last night. How'd you sleep? I mean, I know Donna, my wife, didn't. Hey, good morning, Donna. She did not sleep well at all. The wind was just batting the windows. We could hear things going on outside. So
yeah, the wind didn't really bother me. My eyes popped open and I'm like, wait a minute, is it really time to get up yet? It seemed like it was a short night's sleep last night, but
yeah.
I actually the wind and the rain is kind of at night while I'm sleeping is soothing to me, although I can't stand it during the daytime. but but it's all good.
Good. Well, you know what? We definitely have news to get to. And, we're always working on the formatting. And then today, you have technical difficulties. You are on the iPad.
I am. And I'm trying to move myself. And I'm like, okay, face, the angle, all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm on the iPad. I'm here.
Yep.
But you're, I'll be whooping it up here.
Yep, technology.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, you're right.
Oh, thanks a lot, Christina. Friday the 13th. Let's start it off great.
It's Camp Crystal Lake behind me, and then I can just hear this little.
You're right at the window. No. Oh, we should have played a joke on you.
Oh, there is somebody actually doing work out there too. I can hear him like grinding away out there. And I've even got my mask around my neck today. I'm ready with everything just to stay prepared for anything and everything.
Game day, game weekend. Seahawks are playing. When are they playing?
Oof. We need to show up better than we did. Happy Blue Friday. Yeah, we need to show up better than we did last week as a Seahawks fan. So
yeah, I tuned in. And it was pretty sad, but the Seahawks came. They bridged the gap, but just didn't have enough time to make it all the way up. So
no. And Donna, you didn't have to remind us of that. She just said the last Friday the 13th was in March, right before the lockdown, right before St. Patty's Day. Okay. Well, hey, we have some new listings. What we'll do on this is we go through some new listings and open houses on the weekend, give you something to do and to look forward to. Then we'll go through a little bit of a housing update. So what happened this past month in a couple of the counties around us that we serve. And then just a little bit of general news and hopefully give you a little context to help keep you informed, stay on top of what's going on.
Right on.
I'll bring in the very first one on the open houses. We have a new listing with Guy Duvall out of our Olympia office, our Lacey office. This listing is at 6843 Munn Lake Drive Southeast in Tumwater. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,646 square foot on a 6,948 square foot lot. It has a list price of $409,950. It just came on the market. It is a fantastic looking home built just in 2009. You have to check it out. There's an open house this weekend, tomorrow from 11 to 2 o'clock. Go see Guy and say hi.
It's rhyming.
I rhyme.
Rhyme. You go. All right, we have another one from our DuPont office, Amy Frazier. She has a listing in Yelm, 10007 Drop Street Southeast. It is a 2140 square foot, 2-story, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. This home is super clean, ready to move in. It is open living space, big, huge loft upstairs, really nice fenced backyard, and it is listed for $349,999, and it is also open this weekend, both Saturday and Sunday from noon to 4. So go and visit Amy and check out this great home in a great neighborhood in Yelm.
Very nice. And you know what? Congratulations, Cassidy Perkins. Now, listen to this. You have a beautiful rambler on 1/3 of an acre. You will want to check this out and look at that pretty picture of the exterior on the night with the lights going on. So her listing is at 120 East Valley Castle Way in Shelton, Washington. It is a 3-bedroom, 1.75 bath. It's 1,152 square foot on 12,197 square foot lot. Again, 1/3 of an acre. It's got a list price of only $315,000. This thing is just beautiful. Built in 1998. Definitely go and check it out.
Yes. And another great home listed by Nikki out of our Olympia office, 4422 Gold Crest Drive Northwest. Is this one, just under 2,500 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. It's got the nice updates, granite countertops. It's got a covered patio for great outdoor space. 2-story home. It is listed at $450,000. And it's also got a covered backyard in a really nice neighborhood in Olympia. So check out this new listing.
Yeah, and then we go right into the super affordable. This is in a 55+ community. It's only $39,000. This is from Liz Anderson out of the Olympia office. It's a 2-bedroom, 1.75 bath. Square foot lot is 1,248 in a 55+ community. Low fees. If you are looking for something like that, you definitely need to check this out.
And Liz has another one in Chehalis, 2910 Jackson Highway. This home is on more than 2 acres. It's got a 30 storage unit income. It's got an ADU. It's got 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, a little under 1,500 square feet, a ton of possibilities on this property. Again, it's from Liz out of our Olympia office, 2910 Jackson Highway in Chehalis, listed at $399,000.
Very good. And last but certainly not least, if you have not been yet to Olympia's finest new home community, come visit Mill Pond. It's got an open house this weekend, every Friday through Wednesday from 12 to 5 o'clock. You can see some standing inventory. Homes are under construction right now, beautifully built. They will exceed your expectations in Olympia. So there we go. Open houses, new listings.
Yes. So it's Mill Pond, Olympia's finest community. That's the tag, right?
Yes, it is.
It is the tag.
I feel like I'm using my radio voice today.
Do you have a radio voice?
I don't know. Every once in a while, I feel like I get into that DJ mode. But
just going deeper, getting the microphone like right in the where's the mic at? Yeah.
Coming up next.
There you go. I can't do that. You'll just see lips. So I'll keep my.
That's because you're on the iPad. The mic is right next to the camera. It's gonna look super weird.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So next, we're gonna take a look at what's going on in our marketplace.
Yeah.
Do we have any announcements today? Is no birthdays, anniversaries? What's going on? Some celebrations, right?
Well, yeah, we do. Let's see if the slide's gonna work though. There we go. We have happy anniversary on Sunday to Val Del Valle and
Faraya Rashawn coming up on Thursday. So happy anniversary to you two, your work anniversary, your broker anniversary. Happy,
Oh, I like
happy
that.
anniversary.
Should it be like work anniversary or something? I kind of like that.
A broker anniversary?
Maybe.
Right.
We're always growing.
Right.
Oh, that was weird. Okay. And then we have a birthday Wednesday. It is, Tuesday, excuse me. Who's this, Davina?
Kasha Mesa. Our beautiful Kasha is celebrating a birthday this coming week. And so we want to wish you a happy, happy birthday.
Happy birthday on this special day. Hey, I'll have to say that for Tuesday, though.
Right. Yeah, save it for I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, you're just saying, just save it. Just save it.
Just kidding.
Okay. Well, you know what? We've got some, when we're looking at the local markets. So last week we looked at kind of some communities and what we saw within some John L. Scott reports. We also see some of these in the Northwest MLS report. We'd love to share the information. This is taking a look at year over month, year over year, and then year to date, 1 year over the other. And what you see in front of you is since we ended October, the key stats for October. And you're going to see a kind of a running theme as we go through. So we don't need to peek on every number in depth, but you'll see that the new listings, and this is in Thurston County, the new listings are up over last year by 18.3%. That's 73 new listings over last year. But you'll see over on the side when we go year to date, we're actually still down on the new listings. We did have that pause. So we're kind of continuing at a stronger pace in the winter than we had, but we had that break when normally the market would have been picking up in March, April, a little bit into May. So it took a moment to catch up in there. The pending sales, we've got higher than normal pending sales compared to last year, plus 22%. That's nearly a quarter. And then year to date, we're still down on those pending sales just a little bit. And what's that?
I'm just shaking my head.
You get to be the yes girl. We've got on the closed sales, 7.4% up year over year. So we are closing more sales, but still year to date in Thurston County, we're just a little bit down. What is an interesting stat, though, is the days on market, how quickly they moved compared to last year. It's down nearly, 17 by, what is that, 10 days? Yeah. That's significant. And then 9 days year over year. So we're actually seeing it go across. We saw that's the work that they're doing out there.
I thought you had a little bit of never mind.
Oh, no. That was not flatulence. So what we've got on the average sales price is 13.4%. You can see that the prices have been going up. There's so much demand and low inventory. And that's also seen with the percent list over list price. My goodness, let's see how long that's going to last. And then month supply of inventory, you see that going down. It's significantly down since last year, month over month, year over year. So then if we go and take a peek at Pierce County, we're going to see that same story told right over here in Pierce County. So very similar. You can just look right down the line and see that they match up very much, Pierce and Thurston County. But when we get into King County, you can see that it's maybe slowed down just a little bit. It's not quite as heated as Pierce and Thurston County overall. But look at the average. Look at the average list sales price over here, just shy of $1 million in King County. Percent of list price over, 102%. With those average prices, my goodness, that's King County. Maybe it's a little cooler than Pierce and Thurston, but it is not a slow market in any way at all, right?
No, absolutely.
And then bringing it back a little bit closer, and we see just a slightly different story over here with Mason County and Lewis County. You're going to see they're still heated. Everything is going quickly. They're going for over list price, but they're actually year to date not very far off. And Mason County, you can see, is now year to date is actually just slightly paced above last year. That's pretty incredible, even with the pandemic and the slowdown or hesitation that we saw in the market. And in Lewis County, look at that. They're actually up. Oh, year to date, 8.8% plus. Oh, yeah. Okay. I just need to learn to read numbers. 1,025 and 1,115 is more than 1,025. So, the markets are definitely moving. Does that say anything to you, Davina?
Yeah, totally. And it's just the conversation that we've been continuously having over these last several months. But like looking at the actual percentage in change in value. So even looking at from year to date, from the beginning of the year through today, year to date, and also 2019 to 2020 across the board, we're seeing changes like they are double digits. So between, I think one was about 7% on one of the sides, but all the way up to almost 20% change in value, which
Mhm.
is which it is absolutely amazing. So looking at, I think it was the Seattle was on the lower change of
Yeah.
percentage, around 7, but all the way up to nearly 20% change in value. So that, just really, for homeowners, keeping an eye on your market value. I think right now, if you are planning a move or you are considering a change, right now is a really good time to get educated on what your values are, where you will be going. We've talked about the jump up situation for home buyers and homeowners, the affordability factor with the low interest rates. It creates a perfect recipe for buyers to actually maximize the marketplace that we're in right now. And this is really good news for a lot of people on both sides of the fence, whether you're buying and whether you're selling.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Yep.
So, that leads us into, so that's kind of the market update. So we want to continue to give you good information about what's going on more locally. And as we go through, we start to look at things at more of a city level, or if you ever have any questions. I mean, we've had good participation on some of the questions along the way of any specific market that might be near and dear to your heart. Let us know. We'd love to get that information for you. So getting on to some just news in general. This is, I like some of these things. News stories often describe the coronavirus-induced global economic downturn as the worst since the Great Depression. Yet for many, the comparison does more to terrify than to clarify. And that's from Josh Zubrin, national economics correspondent at the Wall Street Journal. And that really feels like what we're trying to keep from happening. We always are. We're positive people by nature, and we want to help you understand what's going on without putting a lot of spin or putting fear into what you're looking at. Inherently, news isn't good or bad. It's just news. It's what it means and impacts in your life, right?
Mm-hmm. And we can totally get information overload, especially if we don't know how to process it, and especially if the news or the information that we're getting is one-sided. And so, again, the terrify then clarify is super important in making informed decisions based on solid information. And that's really what we're wanting to do, is let you guys know, and let you guys know, but let you know that the market is a great market, and you just have to find out where you are and what your position is in it, and get the education and ask really good questions instead of assuming everything applies to you. So
Absolutely.
Yep.
And this is one of those things we try to keep track on what's going on with the mortgage rates. So we just saw an increase for the first, well, not the first time. We saw a 6 basis point increase from last week, which is an absolute historic low in the 30 years of tracking. It was up to, it's gone up to 2.84%. And that feels silly to say that it's gone up to 2.84% because it's still so incredibly low. We're still 16 consecutive weeks of the average mortgage rate being below 3% nationwide. That's truly incredible.
Absolutely. And again, when you're looking at this mortgage, it's the it's an average. So there you could get a higher rate depending on your situation. You could get a lower rate. So don't just say, they said it was 2.84. You're going to have to do some research on that. But again, I was just talking to someone yesterday. They were at like a 3. Someone was at like a 2.3, and I'm like, wow, both of them are amazing, because just last year before, we were close to 4, which we thought was great. Now 4% is like 4%. That's crazy. So
Yeah. So what you're saying is individual results may vary.
that's correct. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. And another little quote here. A senior economist at Zilla. Homeowners feel like life is uncertain right now and may think they can still get a strong price if they delay selling until they have more clarity. The catch is that waiting to sell may raise the cost of a trade up. That's that price jumping, right? This falls record low mortgage rates, which make a trade up more affordable on a monthly basis, are not guaranteed to last. And that's really true, right? Nothing is guaranteed.
Right. And then that very slight increase in interest rates can make the affordability factor not affordable anymore. So that's where you really want to see how much you can buy based on the interest rate in your credit scenario. And as those numbers jump up, seeing what they mean so that you can actually figure out if you need to jump now or if you actually have time to wait.
Yeah. Best thing to do is get really good information. Talk to us. We'll certainly be more than happy to sit down with you and help you work out the scenarios. And remember, information in itself is not necessarily good or bad. It's how it impacts and affects your life. And the best thing we can do to help you out is get you the best information so you can make an informed decision.
Amen.
Yeah. So here's a little thing. Buyers paused during COVID-19 surge in election. Was there an election? I think there was.
Is it over?
I think so. I'm not sure. I hear it is. And then from some other side, I hear it isn't. I don't know. I am not a pundit for sure.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, that people are kind of things have paused. And go ahead and read the article. I think it's a really great article from Realtor.
Yeah, and this is posted in the comments as well with a little bit more information. But just a couple highlights inside of the article is, when there is uncertainty and things going on, like we saw this past week, home shopping was down last week as everybody's attention was focused out, on other things and some level of maybe conflict or dilemma in there. Mortgage demand from homebuyers dropped to the lowest level in 6 months. Applications, though, year over year were 16% higher. So maybe it was a cooling of this year's, but it's still higher than last. And then between the presidential election and a new wave of coronavirus cases, buyers and sellers have had a lot of reasons to pause this past week.
Yep. Oh, I want to go to Hawaii.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you for watching. And hopefully, this is getting you some good information. And hopefully that means you're going to visit us soon.
Yes. So, Sisang, bring send some liquid. Well, we don't want liquid sunshine. We want some real sunshine this way. At least I do. So.
Yes, we definitely have the liquid sunshine. Yeah. Hawaii is so beautiful.
Yeah. So, I think one of the things that usually happens in an election year is the uncertainty of what's going to happen after an election. People are, wondering, okay, are interest rates going to stay, or what's going to happen with the economy? So a lot of the reasons I think that maybe the loan applications slowed are still higher is because there's a ton of refinances that are also in the pipeline as well with the low interest rate. So,
yeah. And next week, we're going to actually try to pull together a little bit of information. Everybody's now, when we talk about, a change in an administration and what it means to housing, we don't necessarily know, but we can look at the tea leaves and try to get a picture of what's happening, just doing a little bit of research on it. And next week, we'll try to bring you a little of the insight that we see on that, because it doesn't I don't know that anything is, again, like the news, is inherently bad or necessarily good, but it's what we end up doing with it. But we can kind of see where things are leading and what that means to us, right?
Yep. And David, yes. I don't know. I think we're kind of winter, fall is here, so we just kind of
Yeah, I couldn't agree more on TGIF. And then with the please, I'm a Washingtonian, so I'm okay with the rain, but I'm kind of used to that drizzle rain. This morning we had some real rain, so
that's what makes this place beautiful, though. Kind of have to think about that. Why we get such the beautiful summers and springs is because it rains.
And got one last quote for you here. And this is from Mark Fleming, chief economist at First American. The good news is that affordability remains significantly higher than 1 year ago, mostly due to falling rates. 1 month does not make a trend, but this month's decline in affordability signals that current dynamics producing faster house price appreciation may begin to erode the affordability gains of recent years. So, I mean, we've kind of had that counterbalance as we've had the appreciation going on, and it's one of the things that we herald and that we kind of cheer, because that's wealth, and that's gain for families out there. The counterbalance has been those low interest rates, right?
Mm-hmm.
As they maybe start to creep up, maybe they do get closer to 3%. That eats away a little bit at the affordability that we've seen, right?
It does, and that's where we could see, and it remains to be seen, but that's where we could see a leveling off of prices. So everything does have an effect.
Yeah. And David, I'm glad you asked the question. With the changes politically, do you foresee a rate change coming? And you know what? That is a phenomenal teaser for next week. So next week, we'll bring you a little more information about what we see an administration change doing. And remember, nobody has a crystal ball. We'll give you the best information and the best thoughts we can on it. But, it's really going to play out. And really, when it plays out, it really does play out locally, doesn't it?
It does. And one of the things that, even in the last slide that you were looking at, it does play out locally. But there are some things that do happen globally with interest rates. And it was talking about the vaccine. So one of the things it said that, that mortgage rates expected to rise on the news of a likely vaccine, which is, so many elements can play into our economy nationally, globally, and locally. So
I'm glad you said that, because it's interesting with mortgage rates. Sometimes good news is bad news for mortgage rates, right? As the good news comes about, hey, maybe there's a vaccine. The bad news on the mortgage rates is, well, that means it's bolstering the economy. People feel more optimistic, so they kind of raise the rates a little bit sometimes. Go figure.
Cause and effect all the way around.
All right, and here's the last little news bit for you, and you'll find this again in the link in the comments. Rent versus buy, how to decide what's best for you. We really like Keeping Current Matters is a resource to help us to get good information so that we can keep you informed on what's going on. Overall, there are 6 items that they line out: rent versus buy, and it's always, always, always what's right for you. We can never, ever tell you what's right for you. You just need to be able to get the information. We need to help you get the information so you can make a good, informed decision for what's right for you, right?
Right. What's right?
Yeah. That's all I wanted. Yeah. So rent will continue to increase. That is something that we actually, that's not just a prediction. That's something that we've seen just trending. And this is certainly pulled in a little bit, but you can see the dramatic growth that's occurred. And this is starting in 1988 up through 2020. You can just see this steep incline. At one point, it really was more cost effective to rent. With the mortgage rates, appreciation, the different things happening in the market. You've seen that line in the past couple years kind of shift, where it's actually more affordable in many areas to purchase a home rather than to rent. So, you need to see what's right in your market.
That's right.
Yeah.
And also a lot of things that contribute into that is time. How long are you planning to stay in the home? That's a big deal as well. So
Mhm.
and we can help you navigate through that. We have access to rentals, to obviously we have access to homes for sale, and we actually have access to tools that can help you determine, based on some of your own personal circumstances, what might be options for you, so you can make a decision. So
Yeah. And this is really towards, hey, what are some of the benefits to purchasing over renting? So, I mean, it certainly is playing one side of the argument, but I mean, it's a very strong argument. So that first one was rising rents. You don't necessarily have control over your rent from year to year to year as you continue to live in a spot. And, you'll see those raised based on the market. The other part is freedom to customize. When you own your home, the things that you want to do. I mean, I have a friend who just recently purchased their home that they were renting since the owners wanted to sell. And what's the first thing they're doing? They're starting to fix the things they want to, or starting to add the things that they really would love to have done. But while you're renting, you're not going to do that in the home you rent, right?
no, the landlord might not be happy about that. Or maybe
Landlord
they will
probably
be
is
happy
not.
about that, but I don't know.
The other thing mentioned is privacy. You don't have to worry about somebody giving you notice that they want to start poking around your home and right, where you live, to go check things out. You have flexibility for relocation. That seems like more of a renting advantage than a home buying advantage. But because the cost of rent has gone up so dramatically, along with the very, very low availability of rentals in so many key markets, there's actually been a little bit more flexibility in purchasing, surprisingly, compared to renting. And then, of course, building equity. This is yours. You're not paying somebody else's rent, giving them appreciation and all that goodness out of that home. And then, of course, you have some tax advantages. That's where you want to consult a tax attorney to understand what the advantages to owning a home are and what that can mean to your financial picture.
That's right. And also I think there's going back to the building equity conversation. I think sometimes we can get so over focused on the market increasing and values going up and prices going up, and then equity positions going down. But here's the thing that you have to think about: is real estate is a long-term investment. Okay, so if you buy a home and you plan to own it for the number of years, and whether you own it and you live in it or you rent in it, that mortgage is getting paid, the balance is going down, and your equity is going up. It doesn't matter what the market is doing, but automatically, after 30 years, there's no loan on the property. It's free and clear, and that's 100% equity. So just remembering that buying a house is not like playing the stock market. You
No.
have to think about a longer term, gain and return on investment over the longer terms when you're. So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there because I know
Amen.
that's a question. So
yeah, and that actually even plays into that price jumping conversation that we had like 2 weeks ago about, hey, if you're not in your dream home, because of the different factors going on between the lowered interest rates, the equity that you have gained, paying down your mortgage as well, that maybe for what you're already paying, if you are not currently in your dream home, wouldn't it be amazing if you could pay the same amount or very close and actually move into your dream home? That may be possible right now.
yes, that is amazing. The world of possibilities in a pandemic.
I felt like that should. It's a world of possibilities.
Yeah. Keep
It should
positive
be a
with the
commercial.
possibilities even during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So that you can plan.
This is where perception is such a big thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
In everything that goes on, again, the things that happen, I feel like that's kind of the theme running through today, is just understanding that what happens is what happens. It really isn't inherently good or bad. It's about the impact, and it's also about how you perceive that. When we change our mindset a little bit to start looking for what's good, like what are the benefits within there, everything that we could look at as a downspin or a downturn, there are actually opportunities in there as well, if they're right for us. but we have to be open to the opportunity and actually feel that's an opportunity that it resonates with me. If it doesn't resonate with you and it's not right for you, don't pursue it. But if it does, and it does resonate, man, all you need is a little bit, maybe a little more knowledge and someone to help you through the process.
Mm-hmm. Seek information. And if all you're getting in your circle is negativity, then you need to pivot and seek information.
Yeah. Well, I feel good. You know what? We got to the end.
Awesome. This is good.
Yeah.
It's a good day.
It is.
Today is a good day.
Look at this now. I was just talking about, what's that?
The sun came out.
It is a beautiful sunny day now. Look at that. This, you can see blue sky. And when I do this, you can't see me.
You're just a little darker.
I got a tan. I went to Hawaii. Thanks for the invitation.
Right.
So, well, you know what? We should send everybody into a great weekend. Just glad you guys are along for the ride. Next week, we'll give you a little information or how we see things with the administration change and how things might progress. But remember, it's not a guarantee. It's not a promise. It's just a little bit of what we see, and we're going to all be living in it together.
That's right. And Monday, we have our talent talk coming up. And as we were talking about the rain and the rainy season, we're going to be talking about roofs on Monday. So tune in Monday at 8:15 for our talent talk.
Yeah. And remember, on Monday, we're going to raise the roof.
We're going to raise the roof.
Okay.
Right. Well,
so always end with just what you see right there on the screen, which is be bold. What does that be bold to us, Davina?
This means, you know what? Do something that is outside of your comfort zone. Let those little hairs on your arm stand up. Something meaningful that is outside of what benefits you, that benefits someone else. I mean, I can go on and on. We just fuel it up. Do something great today. Make a difference.
So on 3, what we do is we make that declaration out loud. We go 1, 2, 3. We yell, be bold. And you can yell it at home. I know you can. So you ready to take it out here, Davina?
Yes. And I'm going to be bold. I am committing to be bold. We should be bold every day, but I'm committing to being bold. How about you, Jurgen?
Always.
Okay.
It's why I wear this bracelet. We'll talk about it sometime.
All right. On 3, be bold. Raise the roofs. 1, 2, 3. Be
bold. Bye.